Oh, hey. Happy Black Tuesday, everyone. Is that appropriate? Happy? I'm sad? We're crying today? It's an arbitrary day, isn't it? Who named it? It's not like Martin Luther King Day. Like the day he died, just nothing. I don't know. This is my wholesome picture. I love it. Oh yeah, this, Kelsey got it for me a few years ago. It's a Derrick Rose robe. It's silk. The cleaning person put it in the washing machine by accident. They put everything in there. Cashmere. They don't care. They don't give a shit about fabric. There's no sense of fabric denominations and hierarchy of fabrics and delicacies and there and such. Lost its shimmer. It seems to have gotten it back though, looking at the camera a little bit. I don't know. I think it's very handsome. She got me another one without me asking for it. Subsequently, shortly after, they ruined this one, even though it doesn't look like that bad, but or bad at all. Also, it's kind of like white people, right? What are we talking about here? Robes, silk, it's like stupid, right? So like, what am I doing? Is my hair good like this? Is this a thing? Should go like this? Is this better? Or just go back? Forehead kind of looks like a drive-in movie theater at the moment. I guess it's going to get worse as I lose hair, as I get older. It hasn't really happened, but eventually. That 23andMe thing says I'm not going to lose my hair till I'm like 40, but it's lied because I definitely have not the same hairline as I did when I was like 18. Oh my God, man. Black Tuesday, man. See, I don't really understand why everyone puts up like a black background on their social media in solidarity for something that was like, first it was police officers. That needs to change. There needs to be some sort of like reformation, some sort of like authoritarian, like, I don't know, like oversight committee, to like, for training and all these things to stop instances like this happening. But people that are just randomly putting up black screens on their social media, if you really want to do that, like I'm friends with a lot of supermodels. I just am. Also like sort of super, like models, whatever, I'm just saying. If they really want to do something, and I'm gonna get shit for saying this, date a black guy. Like Kardashian, that shit. But don't date a millionaire. Date like a normal black guy, that like, just a normal everyday Joe, or Jamal. Just date like a normal fucking guy. If you really want to do something, and don't do it because like for what it is. Do it because like you don't care. It so happens that you meet one. Be fine with dating a homeless black guy. You're a supermodel. You're wanted by everyone, every man. And you're dating, I don't know, LeBron, the homeless guy on, South Central LA that, sometimes pushes a little crack on the side to make the ends meet. So what? Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter. It's not racist. It's just a thing he does. It's what LeBron does. And you're fucking him. All 5'10" of you. See, that's much more like, yeah, like we just have to we have to do something for the black community, and that's the fucked up thing with black. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, it's just a black thing? Like black people are like, I don't know, like on the slow bus, like they can't do anything for themselves. Like, what the fuck? It's just like, oh no, they're so helpless. I'm like, that's fucking racist, man. Like that's not cool. A lot of my black friends don't like that. It's like pandering, and it's they don't dig that shit. They'll totally fuck the supermodels. They're totally down to fuck the supermodels. They're like, when I say that idea, like, what about if like you just convince some like really hot LA, like, she's from Kentucky. She went here to start modeling. She's with Wilhelmina or Ford or Elite. She's friends with like, everyone. She's on like the floor of the Lakers games. And dude, you're fucking her. You're just hitting that. Yeah. That's reparations. That's a change. That's real. It's not fake, you know? Like, that's cool. Man. I don't know, man. It's like this whole idea of like taking generalization about people. Like police officers are white. That's what they are. They're all white. It's a race thing, you know? It's like, oh, the black guy is the victim. The police officers are white devils. I'm like, wait, what? Or they're blue devils. I'm not wearing blue for the sake of solidarity. That's what happens to be what I have today. I'm like, that's not like, it's like a uniform. It's not a fucking skin color. Also, like to judge someone or make someone special based on the most superficial thing, like they're black. See, that's important. Like, he's black, okay? I didn't want to go out with him because, well, I thought he was a fucking loser. You know, he dropped out of college and he works at CVS, but I thought he was black. And I was just like, oh my God, yes. Because we have to stick together. So I've been dating him for 6 years. We have 2 kids. But if he wasn't black, I would fuck him. You know, but not fuck him, but you know what I mean. Like, just I would divorce him. But he's black, and he's a big dick. So it's just like, you should judge people on like, you know, other things and the most superficial traits that they have. Like, that's dumb. It's like a girl going out with me because I have a 6-pack, I'm 6'6", and, you know, rich or something. You know, it's just dumb. Like, I'm just fucking. No, but like, you know what I mean? It's dumb. It's just dumb. Like, it's not real. Like, that's racist. Like, it's racist to like pretend you give a baker's fuck. You know, you don't care. This is like, this is anything that you just want to be part of the group. It's almost like 5 years from now, if you don't put up if like your employer or potential employer will find out you didn't put up a black fucking screen on your social media, like, now I notice Black Tuesday 25 years ago, you didn't participate. Were you in the hospital? Did you have COVID? Oh. You didn't? So what's the excuse? Like, that's like, does anyone give a fuck? Like, it's self-flagellation. It's like it's masturbation. It's not real. No one cares. It's self-aggrandizement. You're just pushing yourself out there. Like, look what I'm part of the solution. Look of my black screen, and then look at the giant black cock I'm gonna suck tonight. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Not really. Not really. Other than that, I don't want to talk about all this shit because it's, I don't know. It's dumb, you know. I didn't sleep well last night, so I may be off. And, you know, part of like doing shit like this and like social media shit and whatever is effectual and fake because like what I'm talking about is not what everyone else is doing. The reason everyone else is doing it is because that's part of the job. It's not just, you know, you all have to have the same philosophy. You know, you're all part of the same team. Mimic, like, the gimmick, the selling the product, the propaganda machine. People like actors are, you know, so fake, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and then everyone agrees with their politics, and their politics are exactly the same across the board, except they don't realize they're acting too. They use their position in life to, like, you know, and then in their pop culture positions, and their ability to be influencers, that's very valuable. So even though they're not filming a movie, they're just talking about how much Trump's a fucking idiot and how, you know, like, oh my God, Joe Biden, I'm totally voting for him, and he's a genius. Have you heard him speak? Oh, he's brilliant. You know, just like, even my friend who works for one of the top political magazines in the country is on TV almost every day. He's like, it's almost like in our text messages with friends or like group little things, he even is pushing his bullshit there, but he even says like slip-ups like, well, I think Joe should probably only serve 1 term. Why would you say that about a president? Like, that's like I can't, why 1 term? What's the concern? Are you an ageist? No, it's just, I don't know, some of the things he says worries me. Like, such as what? Like, what does he say? You know what I mean? Like just be like, it's okay to just be original, you know? It's like But this is the thing. It's not okay if you work for a corporation, you represent them. And the job is to keep the status quo, right? So that's what they're doing. That's why you can't get upset with them. Because it's like, there's so much money on the line. That's part of their job. And what's the worst thing in the world? Making an extra $1 million or whatever, pushing bullshit, even though it's not really what you think. What's the point? Your character you played in a movie 2 years ago isn't what you think. If you're Leonardo DiCaprio, like, you don't like fucking take steamboats across the Atlantic from London to New York when you travel. Like, that's this fucking movie, right? And also a real thing that happened. It was very sad. I want to be on a rollerblade team. I want rollerblading to be popular again. I want to be a hockey goalie, like hockey rollerblading. I was really good at that when I was younger. I used to play a goalie. My friend Scott would only make me play goalie in his basement when we played hockey. And sometimes we'd order Chinese food, and then the tennis ball we used as a puck would hit me in the nuts, and I'd get the clumps, which is some sort of like irritable bowel syndrome. It was not pretty. It wasn't feel good. But I enjoyed it otherwise. I was very, very talented at playing goalie, blocking things, using my body as like a human, I don't know, pin cushion, a wall, tall. I could have played like maybe goalie for like, I don't know, Premier League probably, right? Because I'm a 6'6". God, career moves. Way more cool. Way more, I mean, it's so awesome. It's like have some girl that's like, date a girl like Anastasia or something. I have like an apartment in Monte Carlo for tax purposes. It's like, yeah. Like, I don't know, me and like Zidane like dated the same girl, you know, like 6 years ago, and it's in the press. You know, this is cool stuff like that. I don't know, it's kind of neat. I thought it'd be cool if like I was at the grocery store. This is not product placement. This is good though. The Miami Cola, Bang, it's good. It tastes like Coke. Like some of their shit tastes like you're drinking like chemicals. This is good. I want to put like some bandages on my wrist at the grocery store. Have someone else film, because I obviously can't. Because this is not a real thing. Like, but have like blood, you know, coming out of the bandages, and then like try to like shop, like just like, you know, just like put this like on the Coke, so it looks like it's on the this is on like, you know, like a shelf, and just like. And just keep doing it, and then see if anyone like tries to help me shop. You know, like a suicidal ideation person that's struggling, and like, but they're also trying to shop and do their own thing. And it's like the person that helps you just does not talk about that. Like, oh, what happened? Was there an accident? Like, you know, they all know that you tried to kill yourself, but it's just like, and like you're just trying to like get through life and do normal things, but like you just can't pick up anything because the tendons are cut. I think that's kind of fucked up, but it's great. I don't know. I like weird shit like that. I used to do a thing with Kelsey where I see someone walking up the street, and I see my shoes untied. It always happens. My shoes get always untied. I don't double knot because I'm like, it's too much distance between my head and my arms and my toes. So I don't like to spend too much time. It like feels like it's the most painful thing in the world to just reach down there. Like gravity just fucking destroys me. So I see people on the street, see my shoe, and I decide to play like I have a handicap. And as she bends down to tie my shoe, which is I guess not progressive in some weird way, but this is all for show. It's not meant to be like a sexist statement or anything. But as the guy person passes by, and I do my best, like what's eating Gilbert Grape, Leonardo DiCaprio, I'll say something fucked up like, yeah, tie my shoe, bitch. And it always works. It always makes them laugh. Like I always like to do that because it's like sometimes I laugh afterwards, let them know it's fake. Sometimes I want them to be able to go home to their like friends and say, you know, this guy that's like eminently handicapped said, tie my shoe, bitch, to his like helper person, who also was drop dead gorgeous. And it made me wonder, is she like fucking him? Because it felt like he was very aggressive. And like maybe like I hear like retards. Oh wait, I can't say that. Not retards. What's the word? Oh, retards. You can say that? No, you can't. Oh, what do you say? Mentally handicapped. like they're sexual. They're very like, you know, they're like ape, like monkeys, right? Like they're very aggressive. What, you can't say that either? Oh. Well, I think he's raping her. So I don't know. I don't know, something weird about like, you know, it's expensive to do a production value of something like that for real on the screen, or to put it out like as part of like a feature. But to do a short, off the cuff improv, and it can like make someone else happy, I think that's awesome. I think that's great. It's very difficult to do stuff like that because it's like, I don't know, it's just impossible. Sometimes you come off as an asshole because some people aren't in on your shit. When I was in college, when I was at university, I used to like create situations that made me look like an asshole, but it wasn't me. I was playing a role, but I couldn't like pay people to be in a thing, so I just looked like, I don't know, like there was this guy that wanted to be a rapper, right? And I was like, oh, I could be his agent. This is all real. He was really, you know, it sounded really good on this clip, so I was like, I can get this guy in the studio and get like a percentage. And what I found out was he was taking obscure rappers I didn't know that aren't like famous, and like taking their like whatever, their recordings or their freestyles and dubbing it over with beats. And I found out about it, and I was so upset because I spent like weeks, months, like kind of like working with this person, and not months, it makes me look like an idiot, but like weeks. And I decided to like make it seem like I was going to kill him, and yeah, it was not a good idea. It was really stupid. It was like, I was like, no, I'm gonna like plan his murder, like, cause I like lost a ton of money in the deal, but like convince people that I put a lot of money into it, and like he doesn't know either, and like that's the type of thing that's like, yeah, it gets too real, too serious, like too quickly. And people thought like, Jesus, you get it. This BenBen is going a little nuts. I'm like, yeah, it sucks. Like some things work, some things don't, and that's just what you got to do. I watched the movie Panic Room last night with Jodie Foster and Kirsten Stewart. Underrated fucking movie. I wanted to see The Woman in the Window or something, the Amy Adams movie that's supposed to come out May 15th, but because of COVID it didn't. So, I don't know, like whatever. Like this woman who is a recluse. She has agoraphobia, and she's like witnesses a murder. She befriends this woman across the street, witnesses that person's murder. Because she's agoraphobic and clinically, you know, like diagnosed as crazy, relatively speaking. I guess it's like a comorbidity thing. Not that any doctor knows what comorbidity means when it comes to COVID. Because if you have fucking AIDS and you got COVID, you died of COVID, not AIDS. Anyway, that's sort of my critiques of that fucking nightmare, which is so fake. Cause like doctors, you know, had to furlough, hospitals had to furlough doctors, and they found out like the government was giving subsidies to like say that, oh, someone has COVID symptoms, and so if they did a certain test or something, the government would pay for it and reimburse them, and they could like double bill insurance and get like some sort of like I don't know. It was like weird, fucked up, and it's like you can't give people incentives like that. You know, people lose objectivity, and like that's one fucked up thing too. Is like people think like, especially like when it comes to government, that they're inherently benign. They don't have any like biases whatsoever. That's not true. But Panic Room, good fucking movie. And Amy Adams, also look forward to seeing that fucking flick when it comes out. So weird. Like I don't know how the movie theaters, like the eateries, like you know the ones with like the food and shit. They like how did like. What are the margins there? Like, it's so much more expensive, isn't it? Like, or is it all fake? The production value, like they just have nicer food. I don't know. It just seems like the square footage for a theater relative to like what it's required to maintain it, just to like what percentage of occupancy per month, per movie, whatever you want to say, is required to break even. I'm going to say at least 35, 40%. I'm going to say it's probably over 50, for sure. So what the fuck were they doing? And I hope the studios are helping movie theaters. Like, I do hope that that's a thing. Because that's awful. And I'm sure they did. Like, it'd be fucking, there's a symbiotic relationship, being an actor, movie theaters, studios, like, oh man. You know what sucks when you're really tired? And say you have like an 18-hour day, and then like that you have another 18-hour day, and you get to bed at like 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you have to get up at 5:36, whatever. And is that 18-hour? Did I count that right? Sort of. Yeah, it's fine. And you just stay up till 4 or 5, and you don't sleep, and then you crash. Like, it's awful. Why do we do that to ourselves? Like, it could be the most mundane lifestyle. Like, there's no reason to be stressed. You just know that you have to go through a cycle of intense work the next day, and it just, like, crushes you. I don't know. It's like people always sleep on movie sets. It's like, it's actually really funny if they did a thing. It's ruined the movie magic, but like they did a thing like you could film and see people like right before intense scene, like Terminator 7, the person's really taking a nap, and like they wake up with like a warm glass of milk and they have some oatmeal, and then they go on the set and they're like, that's funny. I don't know. All right, see you guys. Bye. Happy Black Tuesday. Bye.